What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Lark Davis says Cardano ADA is the best performing top 30 coin in the past 7 days, outperforming Ethereum and Solana. It's great to see a lot of people who don't typically talk about Cardano a lot giving positive sentiment. And who would have thought? Ben Armstrong says Cardano ADA $5 is possible, probably $2.50 to $3.50 is my estimate. Now, not a lot of great sentiment, but still, at least in his video, this was yesterday, a positive outlook, some optimism on price. And I think we're going to change the tune of a lot more influencers on YouTube and elsewhere. But what do you guys think? $5 possible? Higher? Well, another reminder we saw recently, but in case you missed it, prominent Cardano ADA Bridge Wanchain integrates new Solana cross-chain route for EURC, Circle's fully backed and MiCA-compliant Euro stablecoin. And this is great because they already, in case you didn't know, they already have routes to and from Cardano, so that's great. I think we're seeing more and more cross-chain routes, Wanchain, Rosen. I think interoperability is the future, so it's good to see more networks added because then theoretically someone on Solana can bring over EURC, transfer it over to Ethereum or to Cardano, and this is just good for our ecosystem. Why not? So this was a highlight of today. So IOG President Tamara Haasen, apologize if I mispronounced the name, says high likelihood that Donald Trump considers Cardano ADA founder Charles Hoskinson as a crypto policy advisor. Now, this started earlier today. I think it was Rick, and he was speculating that, hey, it would be great, especially given that Charles has had a lot of exposure talking about crypto, talking about clarity for a long time, all over the United States, over in Congress. So the reply that we see here, there's a high likelihood they would be a wise decision. And so this is in response to Rick saying that he hopes that the administration considers picking Charles Hoskinson as a crypto policy advisor. He is highly qualified and turned Cardano over to the community, so he should have some free time when he gets back from hiatus. Now, this is great. Why? Because, guys, we know that Charles has good relationship with RFK Jr. We know he did the podcast with Lex Fridman, so he's in the social circle with Joe Rogan. We know that he endorsed RFK Jr. We know RFK Jr. shared a lot of stuff, even on his Twitter, about Charles. We know they had podcasts together, I think over in Rare Evo recently. We know that Charles speaks highly of Elon Musk providing digital ID solution, things like that. And when he was over in whatever you want to call it, Congress, Senate, don't know the exact term, he was not even shilling Cardano. He was talking about decentralization, the importance of clarity. So I think he is definitely capable. Now, it doesn't mean that he's just going to be selected and like he has to do it. Obviously, if he doesn't want to do this, that's completely up to him, right? But I think there definitely is a high chance, a high likelihood, as Input Output Global President said, that there's at least that consideration given the people around. And especially because Bitcoin is a super narrative for the president-elect. I think it makes sense. And also him and his son launching the decentralized stuff, and also the fleet of Charles with their helicopter involving Donald Trump Jr. recently, if I'm not mistaken. So the pictures are all up. You can find all of that on Twitter. Let's dive into this excellent in-depth post by IOG President saying, exactly, Rick, thanks for sharing. Domestically, Charles has been a consistent advocate for constructive digital asset regulation. He spoke to Congress on the topic and understands the issue at a holistic level. I think you were there where this year he spoke with RFK Jr. at Rare Evo, which was amazing to watch, and a lot of goodwill and mutual respect was generated from that conversation. I don't know if people know this, but he also met with Senator Scott in Wyoming about the future of banking regulation. And everyone knows that in the US, he has been a relentless advocate for positive crypto policy in Wyoming. As a person that loves our industry and really wants to see it mature to the status I know it deserves, I do appreciate that voters showed up in our country and voted for real change, and we'll see a more pro-crypto environment. We all understand what it means for job creation and financial inclusion, which are all the things the world needs. It's time to level up. And as you know, I've worked with Charles for a long time. I know he can be deeply frustrating to some, and even he and I at times do not see eye to eye on how to solve problems, but he's a high integrity guy. He cares a lot, and he will add so much value to these upcoming conversations. He's easily one of the best on this topic. So if he's called by the president-elect, if Donald gives him a ring, the current administration, Charles will be there. We all will be, as it's time we get the clarity we need to move forward and continue to build under a less hostile regulatory terrain. So there you have it, guys. I mean, we're hearing it from Input-Output Global's president directly. So there is that chance, and there's some optimism, especially given the social circle. So let me know what you guys think. Is it possible? Do you think that the administration would consider him, like at least consider him for a crypto advisor? Or is that too much of a far stretch? Do you think that that's kind of like not possible at all, and Charles would just be like, no, I'm not doing that? I think it's possible, and I think Charles would be a fantastic, superb potential candidate for that. Let's move on to CoinGecko, where they gave some nice exposure to Cardano. You know we're back when ADA is pumping. Well, we've always been around. The community is super strong. But at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people are at least giving some exposure to Cardano. So thank you to CoinGecko. And I like this post by Kyle. We know Kyle posts a lot about Bitcoin, and he saw the potential with Bitcoin OS. And this is great because it highlights the altcoin season around the corner. Altcoin fans always have to wait longer for their piece of the pie. This time is no different. There was a decent drop in Bitcoin dominance, but this is nothing new. The last super cycle saw the same drops before Bitcoin dominance topped and finally went down to begin the alt season. Stay strong, boys. The alts will pump. So here we see Bitcoin dominance, he highlighted here, going up to 60% and kind of correcting. So perhaps we're seeing Bitcoin normalize to its kind of like floor. And then we're going to see altcoin season just go berserk. So likewise, like his speculation aligns with ours. We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance, but I want to inform you guys of what Xerberus has been watching in terms of MELD. Now, if you don't know what happened with MELD, MELD basically melted. So MELD basically melted. The company basically failed. It's a human off-chain thing. Not a DeFi thing, not a token thing. The company basically failed and just wanted to, in summary, just to grossly generalize, no offense to anyone, just to dump and run away for whatever reason. And I say that like with no offense. I'm just trying to, keep it short. What I did learn listening to Simon from Xerberus is that Xerberus is going to pay more attention to multi-chain because they said that their Ethereum, they had token on Ethereum and it was abysmal. Like no activity, just really bad. In their words, like garbage, more or less. And the risk ratings by Xerberus doesn't look at the other chains until they incorporate their node that does, multi-chain, and then it can evaluate risk rating a little bit better. The other thing is off-chain elements, stuff like team and market potential. Those things can be played, and so they're going to incorporate a sort of a prediction market involving the community, where the community can help to increase the awareness of projects if there's like FUD, if there's genuine concern, in a way that can maintain integrity so that it's not abused. And so the takeaway from this, guys, is that it's unfortunate what happened with MELD, but basically it's just an oopsie, a failure of the company. So the company was not able to deliver. It doesn't help that they went multi-chain and kind of fragmented, and that was part of the conversation by Simon, that they fragmented, but they weren't really doing a good job on those other chains. And so lo and behold, it's just kind of one of those business fails. Now, unfortunately, it would have been great if they, didn't just instantly sell. But it is what it is. Thankfully, I didn't buy any of this MELD project. If you did, let me know. And let me know what are your thoughts if you did watch the stream by Simon. It's about 30 minutes long on Xerberus's feed. I do recommend you guys check it out. So guys, where are we headed from here? It's exciting. We're still above Tron. We're still in the top 10. And I think prices are just going to normalize for a little bit of a cool off. You can't run indefinitely. And so we need the prices to just cool off a little bit. Looking at Bitcoin dominance, like we predicted, we thought that it would go even higher, like 64%, but it's not really going above 61%. Arguably, it's higher when you involve like stable coins, wrapped Bitcoin. So we might just go sideways like this for a while and then just collapse. I'm looking for like double digit collapse. I'm looking for like 59% to come to like in the 40s before I even consider altcoin season beginning. But, it might come sooner than later. Guys, there's a surge in Bitcoin global search. I think it was Coin Bureau that highlighted this. And we've been talking about this for months, right? 37%. That's a new like PR. We have not seen something above 30% for a while. We've been seeing like 16 for months now. 20% for months. So this is a new record in many seasons. So we are in the bull season. I wouldn't say that we're in altcoin season yet because lo and behold, this was May of 2021. So interest still was triple in May of 2021, if not higher. And of course, we hit our all-time high the second time in September. So Bitcoin global search still has to increase and Bitcoin dominance still needs to tumble in order to greenlight altcoin season. But I think, guys, with everything going on, with the speculation, even the speculation with the new administration, potentially thinking about Charles Hoskinson as a candidate for a crypto advisor, that's just like, it may or may not, right? That's just a possibility. But Bitcoin OS really is galvanizing the narrative for us, really making the brand, the narrative, the storytelling. And the doubters are finally realizing, I'm so happy that the guys who are like the Solana maxis or whatever are realizing that Cardano means business. And so it's nice to see. So celebrate these moments. And we're just going to continue to watch, in particular, Bitcoin OS. And there are some interesting comparisons I made also between Stacks and Bitcoin OS. Bitcoin OS is a fantastic, unique product. It's not like Stacks. In another video, I'll talk more about those differences and perhaps revisit Midnight Network as well. But let me know, guys, what is your price prediction? I think that we can definitely go up. I mean, see, this face makes you laugh. Look at the OG. Still, big ups to Ben, wish him well. $5 is definitely possible. I still think that the $5 to $7 range is reasonable given everything that we have going on. And I still think that Q1 or Q2 minimum in terms of altcoin season. But let me know, what is your price prediction? When do you think altcoin season will begin? And what do you think about melt that kind of melted away? It's unfortunate, but things happen and we just got to do as much as we can for damage control. Guys, hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next Angry Crypto Show.